So here's a quick and dirty uh, explanation for limits and continuity. So here, let's just take some function, sketch its graph. So we got something that looks like that. So where is this graph continuous? Basically, for continuity, the graph is continuous any place where you don't lift up your pencil or your crayon or your marker to complete the graph. So at this point here, since there's a hole, we have a point where it's not continuous. Over here, where I have to lift my pencil to draw this point, at that point it's not continuous. And here, when the function goes from here up to here to continue, at that point it's not continuous. So any place I've had to lift, so I can sketch this graph, but there's a hole there. I have to lift the pencil. Over here, I go up to there, I have to lift the pencil. Here, I have to go up to there to lift the pencil. Those 3 points, the function is not continuous. Now, as far as limits go, what we care with limits, so let's say we've got the point here, let's say x equals 1. Okay. At the point, if I want to find the limit as x goes to 1, I don't care what happens at 1. I only care what happens as I get closer and closer to 1. So here, as I get closer and closer to 1, the value of the function, I don't know, that might be -3, let's say. As I get closer and closer to 1, the function value gets closer and closer to -3. So we say the limit is -3. It doesn't matter that it's not defined at 1. All we care about is what's happening as we get closer and closer. Same here. Let's say here, this is x equals 4. The limit as x goes to 4. Again, we don't care what happens at x equals 4. So the function is defined up here. So let's say this value is 7. Okay. We just care what happens as we get closer, 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 closer to 4. Doesn't matter what happens at 4. At 4, the value of the function's up here. It's 7. But the limit, as we get closer and closer to 4, is actually 4. Okay? Doesn't matter what happens at 4. We just care what happens as we get close to 4. And then lastly, let's say we've got the point here, x equals 7. What is the limit as x goes to 7? Here we would say this does not exist. And the reason it doesn't exist is because when we take the left-handed limit and the right-handed limit, the values are not the same. So for the left-handed limit, what we're saying is what happens to the value of the function as we get closer and closer and closer to 7 from the left side, or from values less than 7. So there it's -2. And the right-handed limit, what happens as we approach 7 from the right side? Well, it gets closer and closer to 4. So since those two values don't meet, we say that the limit does not exist.